Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. So here we are back. We are back. Viola Davis has won the Emmy for leading actress for drama series for How to Get Away with Murder. And that was the start to a wonderful opening for this season. Here we are, it is season 2. This is episode 1, How to Get Away with Murder. You guys know I love this goddamn show, and I love Viola Davis, so I am actually so happy for her, so proud of her. And let's just go on, because I don't want to talk too long on this, but there's a whole lot. Of course, you know, the kids, the little group, they're all just in a funk and in a disarray, because they're all... So they need to get their backbone up, but they got a whole lot, a lot of shit going on. And they're basically bickering a lot. And Annalise and Frank have basically kept from them the fact that Rebecca is dead, okay? So Annalise basically told, you know, they don't know who Frank's asking Annalise, did she kill her? Annalise is like, no, and she's thinking, did he kill her? And just back and forth. But Annalise said, put that bitch in that motherfucking, put her in that damn piece of luggage and get rid of that bitch. I don't want to know how, and I don't want to know where. Just get rid of her. So they basically have kept them in the dark and just let them believe that she ran. Of course, the one person that actually is trying to figuring out that don't sound right is Laurel, because I told y'all before, Laurel is going to be a badass goddamn lawyer, because she just has an intuition about her. Frank actually at one point was really believing that Laurel is the one who actually killed her, because she's asking all the right motherfucking questions. And remember, she comes from a pretty much mafia, sideways family, so that's going down. But Frank was putting it on Wes. He was putting it on Wes at like 3/4 of the way through the episode. He switched over and he said, maybe it's not, because they basically, Annalise is like, it's not Wes. And she kind of proved it to herself that it's not Wes. And it just wasn't him. So that's when the suspicion on Laurel came through. But once that happened, Annalise knew exactly who it was that did it and ran right up on him, and she was exactly right. And I'll tell you who that was. It was that fucking Bonnie. I told you all that Bonnie, I said she was no good. She's not to be trusted. She is evil to the core, and she looks evil. She looks like she's not to be trusted. She was an old crazy pixie, but she did. She's the one who killed Rebecca. She put a plastic bag over her head, suffocated her, and put electrical tape over her mouth, and killed her, and then slid her under the steps. It was that damn Bonnie. And Bonnie talking about, oh, I did it to protect you, Annalise, blah, blah, blah. Annalise is like, you're a liar, bitch. You did it for Sam. She was so fucking in love with Sam that she's been mad at Rebecca from the door. So she just finally got a chance, and she went on and she killed her. And that was that, because she was mad. Still mad. You know, she's fucked up about the fact that Sam, and she really does like Annalise. And I don't know what that's all about. There's something really weird there, but it's not really. I'm going to come back to it in a second, because there's some more shit that went on. So in the midst of all that stuff, you know, we got Nate, and Nate's in jail. And, of course, Annalise had framed him. Remember, she gave him the number, was telling him, call the number, call the number. Well, that's not her number. That number belongs to Eve. Eve Rothlow. Eve is the lawyer, beautiful lawyer, who's actually a friend of Annalise's, and they're kind of like frenemies, okay? And she wanted her to actually take the case for her. But she came in and she was like, Annalise, bitch, what are you doing? What are you doing? I believe you killed Sam, you and your lover, and now you want to ruin my career trying to make me clear it up and shovel shit, you know, and get you off. And bitch, you know you did this. So she was, and Annalise is like, no, I really didn't. I can't really tell you all the details and that, and the other. So she ends up, you know, basically telling her, I did frame him, you know, and basically tell her that the person, she knows who actually did kill Sam, but she's trying to save the person, and the person And that's what the girl said. She's like, well, is this person even worth saving? And Annalise is like, yes. And that's another thing. That brings me to a question. There is some shit. Why is she so vested in Wes? Why does she feel like Wes is worth all the trouble? That is like killing me. I don't know what it is. There's something with Wes and Annalise. And I don't think it's... Annalise is strange. She's a very strange, very layered character. Because you always sense a sexual tension toward him. And it's very weird. It's very weird. Like, in my mind, I kind of think that she's related to him, but she's very, very, she's a weird way of, like, she loves him, I believe, but it's kind of weird. It's like, kind of like a mother, but also like, I'll fuck him too. You know, it's one of them that's weird, but then that's her, because she's weird. So, anyway, just hold on to that, y'all, for a minute. So, anyway... in the midst of all this, let's get our mind off of everything that's going on with us. Let's get a case. So that's what's going on. There's these damn twins. And here we go. And this is like Mira and the Menendez brothers. Honey, you got these two adopted twins that killed their rich parents. And they're on trial. So, Annalise goes and approaches them. And their lawyer ends up coming in, and he kind of like, she's saying to them, you know, you all, I'm the lawyer that you should have hired in the first place. And they're like, who are you? This, that, thing, the other. And she's basically putting it out there. Like, yeah, you motherfuckers, I know y'all are guilty, you know, but I'll defend you, you know, and all of that. And they're like, who are you? You know, so it's a black guy and a Asian girl, the adopted siblings. And, the black guy's like, who are you? This, that, thing, and the other. He's a hard ass. And the Asian girl's like, wait a minute. Wait, let's listen to her. So then their lawyer ends up coming in, this guy. And of course he knows Annalise. Well, he's like, what is she doing? She's trying to get you all. You're too late, Annalise. I'm representing them. This, that, thing, and the other. And he's like, oh, she didn't tell you she's on trial for killing her husband. This, that, and the other. So they're kind of looking at Annalise. And the guy, he thought he really done did something. And Annalise looked at them and told him, when he screws up, y'all contact me, because he's going to screw up. Just contact me. And she rolls out. You know, I love it in true Annalise fashion. And she says, he's going to screw up because we're going to make him screw up. And that bitch meant that. You know, she'll go underhanded in a minute. So what Annalise did, she actually did literally go on in. And the whole thing, that's what she was saying, you know, this is basically what her students are good at. This is what she's teaching them. And they were like, well, why would you want to represent them when you kind of know that them motherfuckers done did it? And she's like, do you want to do your job or not? And that's basically it. She's taking their mind away from what they got going on, because they'll be so caught up in what's going on with that, you know, and basically learning to be the hard ass, backbiting, crazy fucking lawyer that she is. You're going to be good. It just is what it is. And I'm teaching you how to get away with murder, basically. So, you know, without saying it. In the midst of all that, Wes is really tripping. He had this whole little situation where he's going to come to class late and then talk shit to Annalise in front of the whole class. I'm like, why does she like him? But anyway, they cleared it up. He apologized and all that as, you know, we go on into the thing. Well, in the midst of all that, Nate has actually met with Eve. Eve basically listened to Nate. Nate basically told it all about him being framed by Annalise, blah, 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 blah. Eve was like, fuck this shit. And Nate actually threatened to take Annalise down. You know, he's like, I'm going down, but you're going down too. I told it all, blah, blah, blah. So Eve was leaving. Annalise intercepted her at the airport or whatever. I think it was the airport. She went to the airport? Anyway, wherever she was going, Annalise intercepted her. They got to talking. Eve basically told her, you know what, I'm not doing this again. This, that, thing, the other. And she kind of implied that she's done some underhanded, backwards things for Annalise. And she just knows that Annalise is really the devil with a pair of pumps. And that, you know, she will throw anybody under the bus. And she's actually been down this road with her before, and then she's not going to go down this road with her again. And I said, so they done had some dirty dealings before. So that was that. That was going on. Okay, so then, in the midst of that, then we find out Annalise and Eve, because I said, well, why would she go through all that? And she kept saying, I hate you so much, but you could tell it's like a love-hate thing, this frenemy thing. Honey, Eve and Annalise were lesbian lovers, darling. That's what had actually gone down, okay? So, now that brings me back to my thing with Bonnie and Annalise. What is the correlation between Bonnie and Annalise and the husband? See, because the husband, you found out that Annalise actually left Eve for Sam. How Sam left his wife for Annalise. Annalise actually left Eve for Sam. So they were both in other relationships, and they both fucked the other people on the sides, and the two of them got together. Bonnie is in love with Sam. So I don't know where she came in, but I'm thinking, was Annalise fucking Bonnie at some point too? Because Bonnie ain't willing to turn on Annalise, and she's still always trying to protect Annalise. Honey, that motherfucking Annalise is a mess, honey. She's a rough black box, honey. Her tongue in her box is something else, honey. So I'm like, okay, come on, this is cool. So anyway, after one night, Annalise went over there, baby, and motor-tongued that goddamn Eve, honey. And so now Eve is representing Nate. She done took the case on, child, and all of that. In the midst of all that going on, okay, so we got all that going on. Then we actually found out, again, with the whole Sam thing, remember Asher is the one person that's not even involved with the rest of them. The rest of the little crew are all part of the murder, except for Asher. Asher is dating the fucking DA, because he's always sneaking around eating pussy somewhere. So Asher's actually sleeping with the DA and steadily feeding the DA information. And so he done fed her the fact that Eve and Annalise actually know each other. So there's going to be some shit coming down the pike with that. So hold on to that information, y'all, as we go forward. All right, so let's go back to the murderous siblings, honey. Annalise goes back and she got it all in there. And she did go fuck with the damn. They had some video footage from an aunt. It was the sister of the one of the adoptive parents. The adoptive mother was her sister, and she was, you know, she's like the eyewitness or what? Not an eyewitness, but she's the piece to the puzzle that's going to take them to motherfucking killing ass adopted people down. There was video footage. Annalise got in and fucked with the video footage, and they put dates and shit on the footage and changed the date from, you know, where the aunt was, but they made the aunt look questionable about where she had been and where, you know, her whole whereabouts the night of the murder. She's saying that she was around to see what was going on, and they show her being somewhere completely different. That's not it, because they fucked with the video footage. So that was the fuck up that Annalise was talking about with the lawyer. So at that point, they fired the lawyer. Annalise went up to the mansion, because there's a huge, beautiful mansion that they live in. Goes up to the mansion, and she basically talks them into coming on over with her and letting her do their case. In the midst of this, honey, it's that goddamn brother. Honey, I believe. That brother, he all talking about he all for a jog. The little, because remember, he was all hard-ass, and the little Asian girl was kind of docile. She's kind of in there. She's painting and carrying on. And he's, you know, because she's saying, we ain't do it. He's out talking, out for a jog. Honey, and then you see the aunt, baby, her throat been sliced. They done found her. He talking about he was just out for a jog. So now we side-eyeing him. So this case is not over. We're going to be looking at that case. So Annalise is dealing with them. They've actually come over to with her. Now, you know how it jumps ahead. So they jumped ahead, I think it was 2 months that it jumps ahead. The whole time Annalise kept talking about, you know, the murder suspect and who generally murders somebody. You know, it's usually somebody that knows you, or usually a lover or something like that. So they threw that lover piece out there. Well, baby, it's going 2 months ahead. You hear this gunshot at the mansion, and you see the light flash in the room, and then you see somebody running, like running, trying to get away from the scene. And you go up into the house, and I'm saying, now who done got it? Who done got waxed now? Child, Annalise is laying on the floor, baby, with her guts splattered. And she about to bleed out. And you're saying, well, who the fuck did that, you know? And then they go to who's running away from the scene. And it's that motherfucking Wes. Come on now, what's really going on? What is going on? And there was another little piece before I leave y'all. Bonnie was all into the whole thing, like looking at the news, and she was looking real shady again. So now I don't know who done killed that motherfucking aunt, because the aunt was like, this is bullshit, something's wrong with that video footage. So I don't know if it was the boy or if it was Bonnie, or if they had something to do. Child, we got to just wait and see. But that's where we're at with this season. It was a good opening. There's a whole lot now, you know, then dangle us 3 or 4 carrots, and we got to see what the hell is going on. And what is that thing about the lover? See, something about that Wes and that Annalise. Remember I said that, y'all. All right, so that's it. I hope I didn't scatter around too much, and y'all know how I do, so I'm sure y'all can keep up with me. Y'all my peoples. All right, so thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll see you guys next Thursday. I am so glad these shows are back. This and Scandal, I just love it. All right, girl. Ciao. I'll see y'all next week. All right, y'all.